Hi. Just showered, didn't want to wait for hair to dry and fix everything. I wear the same shirt all the time. That's my new favorite shirt right now because it barely touches my body. Um, I'm like a cartoon character. Um, really wanted to, really wanted to say I'm so scared of being seen right now. Okay, one second. Thoughts are disposable. Hi. Okay, really wanted to talk about how every thought is disposable. Every pattern I've recognized, um, I can't talk today, but I have so much to talk about. Um, I feel like our 20s and before that, our childhood and our 20s are for seeing patterns that are, I can't talk today. Okay, I'll just say it. It'll be like a stream of consciousness. I feel like the older I get, the more I see the bigger patterns, the more I see how all the smaller patterns all connected, the more I see the causes of everything, and helped me to realize that we put too much importance and not importance, sorry, we put too much responsibility on our younger childhood selves and especially, very much especially our teenage selves, and then also our 20-year-old selves because they because when I was 20 and when I was 10 and when I was 5, okay, I did see patterns. I did see the connections. It's not like we're stupid during those times, but it's like the patterns we see then are like the smallest circle in this abstract spiral diagram of like huge circles that all connect to each other. And the process of growing up is the process of zooming out more and more and seeing, oh, there's like a way bigger circle that encompasses all these five circles that I thought was the whole thing. Like like I'd see these patterns and I'd go, "Oh, I've seen 5," and they all connect, and it's like a Venn diagram of 5 circles, and I'm like, "Oh, I've, like, figured my life out, I get it. I see how everything's connected," and it's like, I didn't see that there would be so many more bigger things at play that I couldn't have imagined until I got here. Also, obviously, there are even bigger things than I can imagine right now. Um, but I just think we need to give ourselves a lot more grace in the present moment all the time because this is the youngest we'll ever be and this is the oldest we'll ever be. No, sorry, this is not the oldest we'll ever be. What I meant to say was no, no, I don't wanna die. Um, what I meant to say was this is the first time we'll be this will be this. This is the first time I'm living this day, as is everyone else, okay? Someone who's, like, 90 who looks at me now will be like, "I've been there, done that." But even then, she has not lived my life, my day, this, in my apartment, in today, August 24th, 2025, as Samreen. So it's like the first time I'm living this day, and I'm, like, so hard on myself all the time. So we can be kinder, but can't talk today. Through that kindness towards ourselves, I think we'll find that we're also kinder to the people who are younger in our society, which I don't think we are right now. I think we have very little patience for young people, and we have very little patience for people who are learning. Um, the other thing I realized was, and it was like a bright flash of inspiration, was all thoughts are disposable. There has not been a single thought you in which I've been like, "Oh, that's how I figured it out." There's not been a single thought that has not been disposable. There's not been a single thought that has helped me to get where I am. And I realized that everything that I'm saying right now is a thought expressed, but thoughts are good for, like, yeah, expression and communication. I am telling you what I'm thinking. So they're great for that, but they have not helped me grow as a person. Thoughts have more been distractions. They have more been like alert signs. They've been like warning signs. They've been like a light flashing on the dashboard. Um, and I love my mind. I love my thoughts. I really appreciate them. I think I wouldn't I wouldn't know the things about my body without them. I wouldn't know all those, warning signs and all of that. I wouldn't come into consciousness without them, but they really are disposable because they're not at any point the first link in the food chain. It's not a food chain, but I don't know what else to call it. They're at the end always. Like, for example, they don't thoughts don't um shape our I'm so distracted today. I just kind of want to chill here. So you can chill with me. The thing is, this is a working theory, so don't it's a working theory and it's just for me. So maybe I'll change it. Maybe it'll evolve as I learn more, but I think this is true for right now for me. Um, thoughts have not shaped my Thoughts have not driven my feelings and behavior. It's actually the other way around. Okay? A lot of the times I've been like, "Oh, my thoughts are making me sad and angry or whatever." And that is probably true, but it's a circle and the thought is not at the it's not at the bottom. It's a spiral staircase, and if the base, the foundation, the beginning of the staircase is the cause, the thought is never the cause. The thought is like each step above it, okay? And I've been like, "Oh, these thoughts are making me sad." And then I go, "Let's change the thought." And I've in the past, I've forced myself to think happy thoughts and, um, I don't know, affirmations, I guess, okay? But to force yourself to change the thought will not eh, change the root cause, and it's not gonna help you to be aware of that. Y You can do all of that. Everything that I'm saying here is not like a wrong thing to do. I'm just saying that it's not the thought that caused the feeling or the behavior, it is actually the other way around. Beneath every thought is a feeling, and it's an unfelt feeling, which is why it is sending out these thoughts as warning signals and flashing lights on the dashboard like, "Please look at me, I need attention." And we don't give it attention. And in fact, sometimes we'll look behind the thought and go, "Oh, it was this feeling. I'm sad that I didn't get to eat my favorite food today." But we have to look further, even beneath that, there are so many step spirals. We don't just go down a few steps, we have to go all the way down, all the way. Sometimes I think I'm all the way, and then there's more underneath that. And actually, this ties in really well to, um, my first thought, which is that I'm seeing the bigger circles in my 30s now of all the patterns that are within that big circle, and I'm recognizing that the base of all the spiral staircases has really been, issues around self-worth, for example, like really, really big overarching issues that touch every part of everything. And had those been addressed or looked at earlier, the spiral staircase wouldn't have been so tall. But that being said, earlier when I'm so young. So, not to rush myself. That's another thing that the mind does. It's like constantly rushing the body. And now I've started to like actually speak to my mind directly and been like, I know you want to do all these things, but don't rush the body. Don't rush her. She's resting right now, okay? We'll do it later. And then it listens, but it doesn't listen if I don't talk to it directly. It'll be like, "Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this." Constantly wanting to do something, constantly wanting to be productive, constantly having a million thoughts and ideas. Love it. It's like a toddler. Really love. But um I do have to bring my body along for the journey and I have to give them both equal respect, I think. Um, so thoughts are not shaping our feelings, it's the other way around. Feelings are sending out thought signals, right? And we see those thoughts as who we are. It's not, it's like you would never look at the dashboard and go, "The car is this flashing light." You just wouldn't. You would know that the car is like a bigger thing. Um, and then also, thoughts are not shaping our actions. Earlier, probably I did say something like thoughts become things and how we're manifesting based on what we think, and I am now changing that. Now changing that because thoughts are not. the thing that is shaping my forward movement in life. What is actually determining my actions are, I think, my feelings. Mm, And oh, I just had another thought. Are my feelings and my beliefs. But by feelings, I don't mean passing emotions. I don't mean I'm sad today and that's shaping my forward movement. No, no, no. Let's call the daily emotions, passing emotions as emotions, and let's call feeling something deeper. I don't know the word for it. Maybe I mean something else. But by feelings, I mean it is my feeling of innate unworthiness that is stopping my forward movement, okay? And that feeling is pervading everything about me, okay? It is pervading the way that I behave, the way that I move in the world, the way I think about my future, the possibilities that I hold in my mind, of what can be, of what life is. It is invading and pervading my gratitude for what I currently have. It is affecting the way that I move and behave and think and everything. It is actually affecting my daily emotions as well, of course. Um, and oh, okay. So that feeling is actually a belief then. Yes. So by emotion, I mean like emotions are like I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated. Okay. By feeling, I mean belief. It is the belief that shapes. It is a belief that, what is it? Guides the forward movement. Um, and what I mean by that is that a thought I can have might be helpful, but it's not as potent. Okay. And a lot of people that I've seen online have said manifestation works through thinking. And I don't know if it's as potent as manifestation that works through belief. I want to talk about manifestation all day long 'cause I have some thoughts on that. But like, I can sit here and think, I want this and that. I'm gonna get this and that. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And let's say I think that 50 times, okay? But if the feeling under the thought is, who am I to get that? I'm no one. Everyone else is better than me. I don't know. It's not that I won't get it because what you're gonna get is already destined and written for you. It's that you're putting up no, not you're putting up. There's already a door between you and what you want, and that's not gonna open until you open it by going like, "I'm worthy." And that's not a thought. "I'm worthy," you can think 1,000 times a day, and maybe that will help you to change your belief, but what has helped me to change my beliefs has been going deep, 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 deep down, always looking beyond the thought, and then going, if all thoughts are disposable, then why am I believing any of them, good or bad? Who am I beneath the thinking? Who am I beyond my lived experiences, beyond the things that made me hold these beliefs at a very young age, right? My feeling of unworthiness is not something I was born with. It is like events that happened when I was very young that touched me very deeply, and those were not challenged because I was too young to challenge them, and maybe people around me were too ignorant to help me to change those beliefs. If they were not ignorant, maybe those beliefs wouldn't have been there in the first place. It's all catch 22. But it happened as it happened, and now I would like to consciously create new beliefs as my 30-year-old self and not live under the belief umbrella of, accumulated, learned beliefs from when I was 5. Um, because she deserves a better life than that. Um, and a lot of beliefs I'm finding are borrowed beliefs. Okay, like it won't be mine, but it's like it was belonged to someone who I looked up to maybe, or belongs to most people that I run into, so I'm like, it must be correct. Or they're learned beliefs, like an event happened, and I go, because they treated me poorly, it must mean I did something wrong, and it must mean that I'm wrong. It must mean that I should look at my behaviors all the time, be hyper vigilant, hyper aware. Okay? This like logical thinking of a 5-year-old that turns into a belief. Um, so now I'm like, every thought is disposable. And I actually wrote this down. I was gonna do this video like 2 days ago, and I was so excited. And then yesterday I had a really bad emotional time. Um, like so bad. Okay, like mentally, I was in such a dark place. And I know it sounds a little silly to be like, yesterday I was in such a dark place and today I'm here. And it sounds like small little thing, but when I'm in that place, it is like impossible to get out. In the past, when I've been in that place, I spiral so hard. I don't climb down, I climb up. I add thoughts, I keep adding, I keep adding, I keep adding in a way that's not conducive to my growth. Um, and I remember when I was younger that I would be in that place and I'd go, I can't imagine helping myself out of it because if it's this mind that's doing all that, how can I trust my own mind to get me out of that place? Because everything I think I'm like, is that the truth? For example, I'll be like, it's like I don't even want to say it, it's so vulnerable, but I'll be like, people are saying or thinking mean thoughts about me when they're not with me, behind my back. And I know where that thought comes from, but it's not applicable to everyone, but I'm applying it. Uh, and it feels really true. It feels so true, and my intuition is like not there when I'm in that dark place. Of course it's not, because I'm not connected to anything real. I'm like in my mind. But yesterday, I was going through that, and then I was like, oh, all thoughts are disposable. And it just cut through everything. I was like, yeah, like every thought I'm having right now is disposable and I'm gonna fucking trash it. Gone. Like, not gone, but I had to consciously be like, that's disposable. And my mind kind of not fought back, but it was like, what about this one? And I was like, don't care. And my mind was like, well, if you do that, then how are you gonna say nice things about yourself? And I was like, oh, it's not the thought that I need, it's the feeling. I am me. I don't need to say nice things about myself. I exist outside of that. It was such a powerful cutting of that, like, chatter that I've never been able to do in my life before. Is so powerful. All thoughts are disposable, which means you get to decorate your mind with any thoughts you want, and you can throw them out at any time you want. You can have no thoughts, you can have very pretty thoughts, you can have it's like little stickers you put in your mind. You can the thing that will help your forward movement, that will be like a supplement to it, is solely and exclusively self-empowering thoughts. For example, anything can happen in your life where you're like, look, this is another example of how people don't love me and I don't receive the love and I feel resentment. And that's all of that is a thought. That's logic, like That's like a thought disguised as logic, okay? It's like logical thinking, step 1, step 2, step 3. No, no. It's still a thought, and you can still just throw it out. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. What matters is you existing in this body in your life and finding and focusing on the things that create this sense of love in you that's like felt. It's not a thought of love, it's a felt love. It's not a thought of someone. It's not you giving your power away, it is something within you. For me, it's like knowing that I'm connected to the earth and to all living things and to all human beings, all animals, all plants, okay? To me, that invokes this feeling of gratitude and love, and I feel like me again. And I don't need to have thoughts to cut through the logic. I don't need to include a logical, positive thought to know my own empowerment. It is a feeling that I need to tap back into. And then I can be like, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I do things for me. Those are thoughts that I'm gonna put like stickers in my mind, and that's only so that I can day to day not be encumbered by those other thoughts that try to pull me down, that are learned, that are that spiral staircase, like the learned beliefs that are always, you know, that have a very strong hold because of the base. Yeah, all thoughts are disposable, good, bad, ugly, pretty, you know. You're not your thoughts. Ah, it's like 10 years ago, I knew this more than 10 years ago. I was very young. It's like, everywhere you see, it's like these like Buddha or something, really higher up, like I can't talk today. Don't but these accomplished people, they're like, you are not your thoughts. Detach from your thoughts. Look beyond the thought. And I was like, back then, I was like, I get it theoretically. I understand, but I don't understand how to look beyond. I don't understand it. And now I feel it. I get it. I get it. I know how to do it. And there's no way to have done it earlier. I put so much pressure on myself to be like, understand it now, 15 years ago, but no, I couldn't. It's just, you gotta just live on. The most important thing you can do is to continue living. I love you.